Brothers and sisters from Africa and the world, today will be a sad video. When we think about our big brother Haiti, our hearts break. And why is that? But I have a question before we delve into that. What is happening in Haiti? And people online are claiming that the well-decorated president of Kenya, President Ruto, is a puppet. Do you think the same? Well, before then, let's know what is happening and what has been happening in Haiti. There's been a lot of humanitarian crisis, political and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. All this started after the president was assassinated in 2021. His name was Jovenel Moïse. He was the president of Haiti. And if you remember, in 2021, during that period of COVID, he was assassinated together with his wife while they slept. From then, Haiti has been chaos, because 1 month later, there was an earthquake which made things worse for Haiti. So right now, there's no government in Haiti.
Just chaos.
No elected official can say I was an MP or anything. Probably most of them ran away. And the country is being run by gangs. They are saying that there are over 200 gangs in Haiti. Over 200 gangs. Most of them are in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and the rest are spread all over the country. But can we go back in history and see where we went wrong? Because Haiti got independence in 1791. 1791 means even the countries of Africa had not been colonized. The only thing that had happened was most of our brothers and sisters had been taken away as slaves to Brazil, the Caribbean, and America. That is the North America. But Haiti was owned by France, backed France. The France we'll be talking about when we look at the African countries which are experiencing coups. So France owned Haiti, and they took slaves there to work in there. Mostly were sugarcane farms and all that. But in 1781, there was an uprising of the slaves, which led to Haiti becoming independent. So we say Haiti is our big brother because Haiti is the one that encouraged every black person out there, every slave, to know that we can finally be independent. And it, in the history of black people in Brazil, Colombia, in US, it influenced a lot. And that is what eventually led to abolishment of slave trade. And finally, we can say a bit of freedom, because we know our brothers and sisters and us are not entirely free. So what has been happening since 1791? So after the uprising and after Haiti got independence, France forced Haiti into paying reparations to France every year, because there were French farmers who had to be compensated because they lost their farms. You know, it's crazy. I was your slave, then I chase you away and I take the land. So I have to compensate.
But is it something new from France? It's what they've been doing in Africa all along.
Yeah, so what happened is they had to pay. And for the first year, the government national income, what they had earned, had to be paid to France. But what they were supposed to pay was 6 times more what they had, made.
Yeah.
So they were forced now to go to France, take a loan, get into debt, so that they can pay France. Okay? And they've been paying those reparations up until today. So for centuries, imagine 1791, 1891, 1991.
You're still trying to repay.
Like for 2 centuries and many years.
A loan that you took, you were not even supposed to take in the first place.
Yeah. You've been paying reparations. Then, from 1971, now come up to 1900. In 1900, there was constant political instability. From 1900, in which 7 presidents that came after 1900 would be ousted or assassinated because of that political instability. And in 1915, US forces entered Haiti. To do what? They said they wanted to provide the stability. Okay? But when they went there, you remember the people of Haiti, our brothers and sisters in Haiti, as
Haitians.
Yeah, they are still paying reparations to France. Then this one comes pretending that they are helping. But they come, take the banks and the national treasury. So they own the money. So 40% through the years, 40% of the national income of Haiti would be used to pay France and the US. Now they are paying the US for what? For they are helping. You know, they are helping us, so we have to pay them. You see? So that's another problem. And US left in 1934, but what did they leave? Chaos. Because people have been, there were a lot of killings, torture, you know. So they left chaos in Haiti. And coming forth up to 1957, there was a president called Francois Duvalier. French is difficult for English speakers. So this guy was a dictator. And this guy, because he was very scared of coups, which had happened between 1900 and 1915 when the US came. So this guy was very scared. Because after 1 year, the army tried to oust him through a coup. So he was very scared of coup. And he knew these people can oust me anytime. So he created his own small army, personal, which was known as Tonton Makut. This was
just for protection.
For protection against the coup and opposition. So they would torture opposition and all that. This was some kind of a paramilitary group, and after some time it grew to become even bigger than the army of Haiti. Then in 1971, his son Jean-Claude Duvalier took over. So because it's the son, even this paramilitary group continued. And in 1986, he was forced out of office. Okay?
The son.
Yeah. So being forced out of office means another president comes in. And when this president comes in, because he's not on the side of the Tonton Makut, they went underground. But underground, they are supporting other maybe opposition, you know, and different administration. So they are still there up to 1990s, because now they had a president called Jean-Bertrand Artiste. And in 1991, he was ousted in a coup. Now this coup that ousted him consisted of the military, which also the military consisted of some members of that Tonton Makut. So it's the Tonton Makut which ousted him. I don't know why. But in 1994, US invaded again. Trying to do what? Now they want to it's like they are doing in Niger. They want to bring back the old president and also bring some stability and also push these gangs out. So finish the gangs and bring back the president. But then on top of that, the UN also came in because Haiti is one of the founder of the UN in 1945. So they also came in, a UN military mission. But imagine after all that, they never helped. So armed can't continue.
And they're still the UN military mission.
No, they left after some time. So armed can't continue to operate up to today. Even with the government, even before 2021, there has been these gangs. But before the 2021 earthquake in Haiti, I remember in 2010, we were on Twitter, and I think 2010, and we were saying pray for Haiti, because there was a big earthquake which killed about 300,000 people. So imagine with all this instability through the years since 1791, then it's sad, guys. It's very sad. One big problem, because Haiti has been going through all this. We have the African Union, which started recognizing African diaspora. Mama Arikana, remember, she was saying we have a fifth department, which is the African diaspora. That is the Caribbean and the US and Brazil. There are Organization of American States, which Haiti is a member, the Association of Caribbean States, Organization Internationale de la Francophonie, which is a member, and the UN.
None of them is helping Haiti.
None of them is helping.
None of them has a solution for Haiti. A small country.
Yeah. So now come to our story, whether the Kenyan president is a puppet. So after all this, we've seen the UN calling for humanitarian assistance in Haiti. Then the US Secretary Blinken was actively looking for someone to go and lead. So the Secretary of State Antony Blinken was actively looking or seeking leader for Haiti first. So the people are like this. We have seen Haiti history through all those years, and we have seen twice the US going there and not helping at all. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to look for a puppet government to go and do something for them, to go and work for them? And you know what happened after they called for like a whole year, trying to ask various government, hey, can you go and assist in the in Haiti? And it's like a month ago, the Kenyan government, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, said we are going to send 1,000 police officers. Police officers, not army. I don't know which police officers, because Kenyan police officers.
Don't even say.
Maybe the Reke squad, which is special. I don't know, but they already sent 1,000 police officers to Haiti to train and also assist the police, because the gangs are too many that they have grown beyond. So people have ran away from home. A lot of people have been displaced. And do you know how these guys make money? They profit from kidnapping, raiding businesses, as well as food, fuel, and other supplies. So people don't have food or fuel or anything. Then they have taken control of key infrastructure, roads, transport system. It's like they even ask for money from transport, the public transport, electricity, water. They charge.
Fortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So, guys, after all that, we have seen the President of the United States praising President Ruto in the United Nations General Assembly. And this is where now this discussion came from. Is this guy a puppet? Because we know that when these people praise you, you are their puppet. You know?
Yeah, you can't go against them and they still praise you. So you must be serving their interests. You must be loyal to them.
Yeah.
And being loyal means selling out your own.
Yeah, and guys are sharing a quote by the former president of Mozambique, Samora Machel, that if one day you hear the Europeans praise me, know that I have betrayed you. They are also sharing another quote from Ahmed Sekou Toure, the first president of Guinea, who was, I think, ousted in a French-sponsored coup, saying, when you are praised by the colonists, it means that you are bad for your people. When they say you are bad, it means that you are good for your people. The day they say I'm good, that'll mean I betrayed you.
Just as I've said it.
So Biden is praising Ruto, and you know Ruto has been outspoken and Africans praising him and all that, but Kenyans crying because of taxation and all that, because of IMF. Then this. So
it is unfortunate, because there's no way you can be praised by those people who want to steal from you. They have so many interests, so much interest in your country, in Haiti. Even if Haiti doesn't seem like it's, I don't know what is so special about Haiti that all these people want to have a hand. I don't know. So it must mean that you are really, really helping them to protect their interest in Haiti. Doesn't matter the cost of the Haitians, and it's very unfortunate. We really wish to see an Africa where Africans themselves love each other. They feel so bad if they see an African, even if they're in the diaspora, no matter where they are, they feel bad if they see an African suffering when there's home.
I wish this whole course was led by the AU, or at least an African country like Kenya, said by, without being told by the US, said, hey,
Took the initiative.
Ethiopia or Uganda or Tanzania, hey, can we come together and go to Haiti and help our big brother? Because Haiti is our big brother. So, but now this coming from the US, the person who's been has invaded Haiti twice, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Then another thing is, there was some reports that there are some church leaders who are trying to bring Haiti into normalcy and having some talks with the gangs. But when the international media go there, they want to taint Haiti as bad. So guys, if you know the situation in Haiti better than we do, let us know what is happening. Then let us also know, do you think that the Kenyan president is a puppet for accepting this call by the United States?
Let me tell you, the painful thing about these gangs is that it's somebody with your skin color attacking your business, kidnapping probably your kids. There's probably some rape cases going on in the background, and it's a black person who's probably sponsored by the enemy to cause chaos in the country. And they have that is where I fail to understand us as Africans. Like, there is not even, that feeling of shame. This is my brother, this is my sister. Why am I doing this to them? What is it that has made us see each other as enemies? Why should we let, enemies come in between us and make us fight each other?
I think all animals are created like that. Because even in a herd, there has to be a leader. And if you kill the leader, the herd
goes there, scatters
in disarray.
Yeah.
So I think Haiti needs another brother from Africa or Caribbean to hold their hand and tell them, this is the way, this is now your president, and calm down. To calm down the gangs and tell them this is enough. And I don't know, but
needs an Ibrahim.
I have, like, we need an Ibrahim Traore. But I also have like two prongs. Two prongs. One is we need our own African. Then, don't you think it's better that it's Kenya that is going to Haiti to help, rather than having French military or US military? Don't you think it's better?
If it's Kenya, in the skin of Kenya, but serving the interest of the US, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's even more painful to be, if you're Haitian, to know that this is a Kenyan who's supposed to be my brother, but is coming here to serve somebody who I wish could get out of my country. So for me, I would prefer France. If it's France, let the French go in. We know this is this is totally France doing it, and it's chaotic. But having a brother betray you like that, and you wish they could be there to save.
These guys are going to like assist the government of Haiti, like the police of Haiti. Yeah? So I'll still take the lesser god, even though the lesser god is being held by the.
What I wish for Haiti is
the major.
It's just normalcy.
Yeah.
These guys, people should reevaluate their decisions.
If you're from Haiti, we feel you, we pray for you. # pray for Haiti again, but this time it's not about the earthquake. It's about our big brother, who's lost the way, and it's not because of him. It's because of the historical injustice that's been committed by the Western civilization.
Guys, let us know what you think about this situation. If you're in Haiti, or if you are close to Haiti, or if you have relatives in Haiti.
If you're in Dominican Republic,
let us know.
If you're in Jamaica, if you're in Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, or St. Lucia, all those countries, let us know what is happening. And how are the Dominican Republicans
doing?
Because I'd say they blocked the border with Haiti because in some canal. I don't know. Guys, let us know.
Guys, let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe on the channel, like the video, and
subscribe.
Yeah, keep on subscribing, guys. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And once we get there, let us continue subscribing. It's very free. We will see you in the next one.
Bye bye.